Kia ora everyone, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of Hori's Tell Stories. Back in the building with these two clowns, Pong and Job, 70 boys.
We on.
Fellas looking sharp today.
Yeah. We on.
Had a couple of beers already, I'm already horsed.
Yeah.
The Bros Bucks do is just
Bros Bucks.
In
over
an
there.
hour's time.
In
50
an hour's
metres
time.
away.
50 metres away.
50 metres
Potty
away.
and Bucks, that's a good combo.
It's a good combo, bro.
But we're lucky to have a guest today. Professional women's rugby player. Bro, fuck off.
Sorry.
Plays for the Force and also international for the Wallaroos as well. And thanks for not blowing us off today, Trilly.
No, all good.
She
all
cancelled on us last week. Had a dinner.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'll
But
cancel for a dinner too, Trills.
Trilleen Pomare, what's happening?
good. Hey fam, how are ya?
All good.
Always good.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. But look, let's get straight into it. Pit and peak.
Start us off.
Go, bro.
Awesome peak. Anyways, we had my kids' carnival day. So my daughter, bro, just seeing your kids do well. My daughter hasn't been able to beat this young girl all year. And this girl still carried on with her athletics, whereas my daughter got ho-ha with it. Because she didn't like doing the javelin and the long jump and stuff. And she was nervous up all night. My daughter gets a bit emotional and upset and done the 200. And she won by pretty much her big toe out. She got her dad's big toe. And I was just proud of her because she tried her best. And it was awesome. 100 metres, I thought she won that.
Nice, bro.
The girls put her in a
She
position.
looked quick, bro.
No, it's just good, bro. Like, just seeing your kids go hard. Like she could come last, bro. But
Efforts.
just seeing the effort in your child, like
that.
that's me now. And I just think it's good to see. Anyways, my son now surprised me. That man, I've watched him on runs, bro, and he's last, bro, walking because he's got a stitch or he's that kid. And so, like, me and Leisha, like, we feel bad because we put don't intentionally put a lot of pressure. Daughter puts a lot of pressure on herself. She's just competitive.
Yep.
But it's mean seeing, your daughter, a girl, just excel and kick ass.
Yeah.
She's racing its boys. And so, son, we were just expecting. I was like, son, just try your best. Because he gets humbugged when his sister does well.
Yep.
And he feels like, she outshines him, but she's older and faster. She was when they played league together, carving up, and he's getting shitty because she's scoring tries, he's not. And the man he surprised me, bro. Put his head down doing the old fast hands, and he got a first, and he was stoked, bro.
Nice.
So Macca's for tea
Yeah.
that night, of
bro.
course, and it was good, bro. And anyways, going into my pit out, so partner got me some new running shoes.
Brand?
Nike, I can't remember the name for my birthday, and I've never really had proper runners. And these, I'll be honest with you, like I'm not an experienced runner. I've been running in these shoes, and it's like running on cloud 9. Like just some of the boys that are into their running have given us some. I'll run in chucks if I have to. Do you know what I mean? But awesome. Anyways, I thought I'd give them a clean.
Because you've run in boots for so long.
Yes.
Your half your life.
Yeah. So
boots.
the shoes are white, and I always clean my shoes and things like that. I grabbed the nappy sand because we've got a house full of 11 people. Nappy sand vanish. I thought I'd give them a spray, quick scrub. And mother-in-law sends me a message today while I'm out of the house. Who put bleach in the nappy sand vanish? Oh. And all her clothes, the combo is not good. Oh. Anyways, I was like, you're fucking kidding me. I just washed my shoes with that bleach and got home, bro, and my white shoes are brown. Had them for like 2 weeks, and it's funny, so many people in the house, and
No more running.
it was my sister-in-law, bro.
No
She
more
reckons, who put bleach in the vanish? I was like, and then the brother-in-law was like, the company must have fucked up and accidentally put bleach. I was like, nah. Which one of yous put bleach in the fucking epicent? But anyways, boys, that's pit and peak.
Chuck your chucks on, boy.
Yeah, hard.
11 people in that household.
Yeah, so
Holy
mother-in-law,
heck.
father-in-law sold their house earlier than expected. They're moving back to NZ. So they've moved into my game zone, and they're trying to move out all my signed sporting memorabilia stuff. She's like, where can I move all this? I was like, no. That stays there. You put your bed around that. And I was like, you don't mind dusting that every now and again, do you? But so it's full-on house. But good, though, having all the whānau there, like it's quite a special thing, too, when your sister's got one brother, and the twins are teenagers now. And I said to her, the teenagers can be hoha with doing their chores and stuff, but you'll look back on these times like your only brother, our kids get to grow up with their cousins. That's a pretty special thing. Do you know what I mean?
Bing.
So yeah, that's pin and pick anyways, boys.
Solid, Nev.
Thanks for that, bro.
Sorry, I'm just rambling on, but please.
All right, so the pit actually happened this morning, boys. I remember last night Conan asked me to go. He had a toy in his bag. He couldn't find his bag, so he thought it might be in the car. And I said, just the keys are there, boy, go in the car. He must have left my lot on because I've gone to turn the car on this morning and it wasn't going, bro. The battery was flat as, I was gutted as, and I had 2 clients onboarding with me, bro, at the gym to do their scan, to do their onboarding, and they're going to become online clients, but obviously they live in Perth. So I quickly gave them a call as I was, just to make sure that they weren't on their way. They were on their way. And I said, where are you? They said, oh, we live in Byford. We're just coming down Armidale Road, which is close to my house anyway, or we're coming from Byford. I said, can you make a quick turn? I'll just quickly send you my address. And we did the onboarding at my house, bro, just because my car had a fucking flat battery. So that was the pit this morning. But the peak is that I was able to onboard them at home, offer them a bit of a cup of tea. They were too maori as well.
Selling it out.
Rewana in a jam.
So if you're listening, thank you, Vanessa Maurere, for coming over home instead of the gym. Not the most professional way to onboard for your health and fitness journey. But we got it done, whānau.
Hey.
We got it done.
Making them feel at home now.
Yeah.
And it could have been worse. It could have been the fan belt.
Yeah,
So,
Fuck.
yeah, all good.
Yeah, so I've got to deal with the battery in the morning anyway, boys. But yeah,
Hungover too.
that's all right. That's right. We'll do it at 3 o'clock when I wake up tomorrow morning. But the pit of the week, boys. I have my very first online PT.
Pit, what is
Sorry, my peak.
Yeah.
My peak is that I have my very first. I'm the mentor. What are they?
Yeah.
What do you call
Mentor?
it? No, I'm the mentor.
Coach.
They are the PT learning underneath me.
Yep.
What are they called?
Apprentice.
Apprentice.
I've got my very first apprentice. So well
Nev,
done.
can you put
to,
that beer away, please, Nev?
What's that?
No, Karen.
Tess Adamson. Obviously, she works at Snap, and she said, "Yep, look, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to work underneath you." I said, "Beautiful." So that's my very first online
Congrats, bro.
fucking mentorship that I'm doing at the moment.
Nice.
She's got a massive following on social media as well, which is going to play into her hands.
Yep.
So I'm just going to help her navigate, and then obviously just to take a percentage off the top, what she was happy with, just to teach her how to program her programs and how to help her clients and how to navigate the online world. So that was a big win for me, and then hopefully I can sort of touch up some areas there and then bring other coaches on board underneath me. Yeah, so it's happening, boys.
No.
Mean.
It's happening.
Well done,
yeah.
bro.
Well deserved there.
Yeah.
Nice. Trilly.
Me. Start off with the peak. I obviously didn't come last week, so I was at Pal's.
Thanks for that.
Pal's 30th birthday dinner. I haven't been. I probably missed her birthday for the last, 3-4 years.
Yeah, true.
So making her 30th was pretty cool.
She's your biggest fan too.
Yeah.
She's a groupie.
She's
It's
a
good.
day one.
It's mean.
She's
Day
my
one.
day one.
She's a truly
She's a
groupie,
true. Their family's all Wallabies, Aussie fans too. Eh? They don't support All Blacks. No, all good.
She makes a sign every
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to her birthday. That was pretty cool. I was here for my niece's birthday as well. So her second birthday was around home Sunday. So that was pretty cool.
Yep.
Just being away with footy, I've missed heaps of birthdays and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. Just being home. Pitt won't be here for club finals next week. Grand final next week.
Yeah.
Who's
for club.
playing?
I'm not sure. The semi's getting played now.
Yeah, okay.
So I reckon it'll be maybe Wanneroo.
One are up 19-0 at the moment. you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
They
Who
were
are you
up.
playing for?
Colour.
You know what cracked me up this morning? I went to the gym in Belmont, and on Saturdays they do free session Saturdays. I walked into the 8 o'clock session, they done the 7. The whole girls rugby team's there, and I started laughing. It's just full of Māoris there.
Yeah.
And I was like, because they used to come to my gym for free. And I was like, when are you going to pay for a membership? And the instructors are laughing. I was like, no, you don't understand, these girls have been doing this for years. I was like, they're taking up your actual members spots, they pay because you book in. So all these girls are taking up, must have thought there was free hungies there before the sesh.
Free 6-week membership, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Oi.
that's
We're
it,
good
eh?
for 6 weeks, whānau.
Yeah, it's a pre-season vibe.
Peaking at the right time of the year.
Yeah, well,
that's
cracking up,
nice.
they took a photo in front of the sign that nothing nothing holding us back or something like that. And I was like, oh, you've gone to one session a month and then you're trying to inspire everyone on Instagram. Good on the girls though.
So yeah, we'll miss club footy next week. Pretty gutted. Yep. I like playing club finals.
Why are you missing club finals?
Going to camp. So we got a 3-day camp in Brisbane.
Yep.
So I'll be leaving Thursday night. So probably happy as for the Wanneroo girls.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, is what it is.
Is what it is.
Is what it is.
Life of a professional athlete.
That's it. That's it. Moving on to me, my peak. I won't go too much into it, but yesterday I had an opportunity pretty much presented to myself. We might be co-workers soon, Trilly. Well, we might be at the same HQ. Anyway, so a couple of months ago, I just planted the seed to a few people at the Western Force about, not meaning myself, but that they should look at potentially starting up like a podcast for the team, because I feel like rugby union, they're like the media or like the social media games very like traditional, like very quite boring. Do you reckon?
Boring as, bro.
Yep.
Where's the bloke in the bar, bro?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
there's like Pig Athletic Club and things like that, but you look at like the NRL teams, like for instance, let's look at the Warriors or something like that, what they do. Even like the Blues and like the New Zealand teams, they do pretty mean with their content.
Even a bit of humour, bro, goes a long way.
Yeah. So anyway, so I seen them out and I just kind of planted that seed then. And I didn't think, anything was going to come about it. And then probably a couple of weeks later, got like a message like, from ST. And he was like, hey, because I hit him up, and then he was like, it's funny you mentioned that, like they have been talking about it, but the old media manager had quit or something like that, had resigned, so they were waiting for someone new to step in, and then they were going to have a yarn.
Yeah.
ST and Dylan Parsons, and then it would have been 2 months down the track. I wasn't expecting anything, and then Dills gave me a message yesterday. He was like, hey, bro, when are you going back to work? And I was like, I'm out next week. He's like, are you keen to come in and meet the media team? And I was like, is it just a meet and greet or like a meet and then pitch? And then he was like, both, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, it's 2 days away. I've got to start, putting in some work. And then about an hour after that message, he messaged me again. He was like, hey, bro, the media manager's going to give you a call. I was at the gym, like, fuck, what am I going to say here? I was like freaking out a little bit. And then he ended up giving me a buzz. And he was like, hey, like, fucking love the idea. I've given it the green light. Are you able to come in and catch up? And yeah. So
That's cool.
Yeah. No, it is cool, bro. It's funny because remember how I was doing phase 1, and you know how in phase 1 you got that 10 minutes of dedicated visualization. Like I actually visualized that like every single day, bro.
Hey,
like,
who would have thought Kairo Takarangi, the man's put in the mahi.
Yeah.
And he's fucking, it's good, bro. Well, it's well deserved too, bro, because you've done the work and we've seen that. So it's well deserved.
There's a space for it too, I reckon.
100%. And because no other super rugby teams, like in Australia especially, are doing anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I said to them. I was like, it would be pretty cool if the Western Force could be the first ones into the space and, see where you can go from there. So, nothing's like signed, sealed and shit yet, so we'll wait till, a couple of weeks or Monday when I go in and see how we go.
Fucking TikTok Takarangi.
Me and Job will just chime in with our shades on.
I'm already in there. Anyway.
They were talking about getting like a player on as a co-host or something like that. So
gotta have that banter though, way. Like you need a bit of humour. Like humour goes a long way on socials, bro. Like people get engaged and they get to the point. Bring a bit of a laugh, like fuck, people love that shit. Too serious, people like, what the fuck?
You don't want no dry balls follower on there.
Nah, dry balls are fucking.
Nah, Morgan Turanui or something. But yeah, so that's the peak and the pit. There's obviously I can't hang around for the Bucks because that I need to focus in on that and go home, put in some mahi.
Priorities up.
Yeah.
Hang around, have a couple of beers with you, and then I'm gone.
Turn the whoop on.
Yep. 100% sleep.
Yeah. Because you'll end up like me in this fella, fucking shades on.
Yeah.
Clowning it.
Yep.
Clowning it, boy.
But anyways, that's Pit and Peak for another week. So, Trilly, let's move on to your story. I know, look, well, actually, me and you have been on a podcast before, but
No idea.
we'll have a lot of listeners that won't actually know your background story. So just provide us a bit of context on your childhood. Where you from? Tell us about young Trilly.
My childhood traumas. Grew up.
We've all got them, whānau.
Grew up back home, West Auckland. I grew up. Moved over here when I was 16. I don't know what year that is, but I've been here a minute now. Came straight over from Auckland straight to Perth. Grew up Kohanga, then Kura, all the way till, I think I went to English school when I was year 6. So that was a good laugh, to be honest. Half writing English, half writing
Te reo.
Māori. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember my auntie like having a giggle to like reading my books, like, hey, what are you up to? Like, te was the. And like, I couldn't even spell like it was pretty funny. My brother taught himself how to read and write in English, and he was a geek though. Like he was inside reading books and stuff, and we were just out bare feet, tea tree, goalposts playing like rugby with the with the kids.
Yeah.
Or your 500, your 500 cousins all dropped off at Nan's house.
Don't worry, we can't spell and we were just purely English.
So that's my background. I grew up back home, humble beginnings, I think, and then moved over to Perth and was like, holy wreck, you don't have to be poor.
Yeah.
And never left.
I'm still poor.
So obviously sport was a big part of your life, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. When did you start playing?
I think I started playing like touch when I was like 5. So I think my mum and dad was like in the touch scene. My uncle was like hard out. Like growing up, East Tamaki was like the comp back in the day because that's where Peter Walters would play.
Yeah,
like he played everywhere around Auckland, but like my family was like, I hate those guys, you know, those ones that didn't make it but could have made it. Yeah, all those people were my family.
Oh, true.
Nah, they were just passionate, hey.
Yep.
Like in any sport I played, my uncle would come pick me up. I would live in West Auckland and he'll drive from East, take me all the way to play just a club game of like under 16s or whatever, you know, when you're 12 and they bump you up 9 grades.
Yeah.
Like you're running around with adults and you're 12 and that was my family. So
Best way to learn though, eh?
yeah, hard out. Like I think I was playing like open grades when I was like legit 12.
Yeah.
Hardens you though, eh? Because you get that one fella, they don't care, they whack you, and you're like, hey,
Whack the kids.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm that fella.
Adversity adds value, whānau.
It hardens you.
Yeah.
But that's my background. I used to like hard out play touch until like I think I was like 16, 17 and didn't start playing rugby till I was here. Waynos actually hit me up to play club. Like he used to watch me play touch and he was like, I reckon you can play rugby, and I was like, yeah, probably.
The old Western Force women's coach.
Yeah.
Waynos Walden.
Yeah, Waynos Walden. So he done the old recruit on me. He was fishing for some players to stack a Wanneroo team back in the day. Actually, I started playing league. Tat Roosters, Te Aratu, is my first ever club that I played for. I used to play with the boys until like you can't play anymore.
Yeah.
So I used to play with my brother and my cousin all the way up until like I think under 14.
Were you better than them?
Nah, they were pretty good. I think my brother played like roller moves and all that.
Oh, nice.
He transitioned. So
For West Auckland?
Yeah. So my cousin and all that were in them, like those systems.
Yeah.
Do you think like playing touch set you up like well for rugby? Like, do you think like well, this is my opinion anyway. I think like especially if you're like a halfback or first 5 in rugby or league, I think that everyone should apply themselves into touch because the skill set that you get from touch, you know, the vision, the footwork and how to manipulate defenders and things like that. How did you find that transition from touch into rugby? Was it difficult? Or
For me, it wasn't. Like I think
Were you right
I
in the
started
contact?
playing. Yeah, I was alright in contact.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was alright, but probably wasn't.
Yeah.
Like I think I was just playing touch and playing rugby really until you like get confident in contact.
Yeah. Do you find it easy, like to attack?
In rugby?
Yeah. Did you like when you first?
Yeah,
go
when I
from
first started, like club level, hard out.
Yeah.
Like I think touch gives you a certain skill set where you can just go straight into rugby, I feel. Because it's simple numbers game in touch, hey. You got 6 people, you know the rules, you know how to manipulate people.
As soon as someone makes a touch, they're offside, which now becomes 6 on 5, and that's the whole game of touch in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So it has to be, there's a number on. So draw and pass comes into it. You just create those soft wrists, play each side. You can just transfer it straight into rugby or league.
Yeah.
More so league.
Yeah, probably. Way easier league, I reckon. But transitioning, I found it all right. But I had a good team. Like, when I look back, I had a good team around me. So I wasn't any important player in that group. Like, we had a pretty solid foundation of players around me, like, you know, your spine players. That wasn't me. So I had a few years to actually play and learn the game and kind of pick things up on the way. So I feel like some people don't have that now, where they transition, touch, get thrown in a rugby team, and they probably don't have strong players around them to build them. So I think I was pretty lucky in that respect.
What would you say were the most difficult things about transitioning from touch to rugby, other than the contact?
I think for me, I didn't find the contact like that difficult, to be honest. Still now, I think kicking, hey, because like, I think it's good. Girls, we got like 14 to 18s now, our age group where you can get all those reps in, but all those years that you don't kick, like you're chasing your feet after that, I reckon. And I didn't start until I was like,
you developed that skill from a young age.
Hard out.
The Dan Carters and that, they started off their careers in soccer. They just had that natural motor neuron skill to boot the fucking ball, It's hard.
And you don't have to load manage at those ages, man. You can just kick and kick till your leg falls off. So I feel like that for me is probably not my biggest downfall, but that's probably something I should have worked on for so many more years, and I'll probably be way strong at the minute. Like, I'm still trying to learn how to kick, and I'm bloody 30. But I love a good head noise challenge. So
nice.
But there's like technique to that as well, kicking. Like, it's not easy. It's not just about chucking the ball down and then just kicking it. Like, it's how you kick it, where you kick it, the sweet spot, and all those kinds of things. It's
which you naturally
skill to
develop
master
as a young child. It's easier, like anything. Reading, writing, it's always
muscle
easy
memory,
to learn.
bro.
Muscle memory. Learn something when you're a young kid, eh?
Nice. So how did the beginning of your rugby journey go? Like, when did like the first opportunity come along for you? Like, were you playing club rugby for a couple of years, and then, or did you just go straight into like rep footy?
So I played club rugby for a few years. I played for Wanneroo for like, my first 7 years of rugby was with Wanneroo. So I had a pretty solid group of people that I could learn off and
senior
grow
footy?
off. Yeah, senior footy.
And you started senior footy at what age?
I think I was 17.
Yep.
So I started as a fullback, and I was there for like 3-4 years, and then I went into the midfield, like playing 12-ish now and then, like only a couple seasons, but that's when it kind of started for me. And then I transitioned. We played like sevens. They kicked off state sevens. KK was running that team back in the day. That crazy person. Never spewed
He
up.
would have thrashed you too.
Fitness, eh, bro?
Bruh, that was like probably.
Beep test them Broncos.
Oh no!
Didn't he do like sprints and shit before the game?
We done.
We had a final, bro, for sevens, and we had just played a massive day of sevens, bro. And then he got us to do 100-meter sprints as our warm-up hour before the final, bro. At Basie, and I was just like, bro, I need to save my legs here, cuz. You know? Like, I can't be doing 100-meter sprints.
We're
here,
not
bro.
professional athletes. We just had KFC for dinner,
exactly,
bro. Like,
bro.
you know, we're just.
Jeez.
He's built different, that guy. So he trained me for years. Like, so he took us away for our first state tournament. But it was like, his training was crazy. But the coolest thing, he could back it up. He would do it, step you 9 times and be 12 lengths ahead of you. He didn't care if you were male or female. Like,
competitor.
He didn't care. He was just like, get up, be better.
Treat everyone the same.
Yeah, hard out. But, man, that was out the gate. I remember, like, there was this one session. You had to run the field with a barbell on your back. You were running 200 meters with this thing like clinking, and if you stop, bro, he would just make you run again.
No logic behind it, eh? Just
No, I love
grab
to
that
see the
barbell
logic, but I was
and
probably
run with it.
I was probably pretty fit, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like pulling the sled and spewing up, and he just looked at me like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, swallow it. Just keep pulling it." Like he was out the gate,
Those
but
pineapple chunk ones.
built different.
he
Yeah.
was built different.
I guess that'll help with mental toughness as well. Being able to push through
Mental
those.
trauma.
Oh, well, there
Trauma.
you go.
Needed to
Mental
reach
trauma.
out to a
Sometimes
psychologist. I didn't realize.
it's not even about the exercise that you're actually doing.
Yeah, 100.
It's just about seeing where your threshold is
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
How
where
far
you're
you can
going
push yourself.
to drop your nuts out.
So
Man or mouse.
Man or mouse, bro.
That's
That's it.
him. Zero science.
Yeah.
95 deadlifts and keep going
Yeah.
until you're
Well, there's no
back
science
breaks.
around mindset and mental discipline and toughness.
That is true. Some
Get
people
it
are just
done,
built.
win at all costs.
push through, yeah.
So you took us away to those comps, and I think we've done all right the first couple years. Obviously, everyone was even playing field at that time. It wasn't professional. So WA, we had Deb Carley too.
Yeah, she was
Deb Hodgkinson
Yeah.
back in the day. She was fire.
big quads on her, eh?
Still big quads on her.
She's
She's probably like one of the best to come out of WA.
There was a
Yeah,
popular nightclub in Subiaco at the time, and she squatted my mate Tommy Watts for 100 squats. Eh? They're like, you can't squat him, bro.
Yeah,
Tommy Watts, bro. Just chucked
Fuck,
him.
he ain't light
Well,
either.
He ain't light, bro. Chucked him on her shoulders, and she
On the
just
bears, Hundy squats.
Hundy squats in the middle of the nightclub too. Anyway,
That's
back to
cool.
the story.
So I got actually picked up for a couple camps with the Aussie Sevens girls
Yep.
back then. I think I was like 18, between when I was like 18 and 19. I probably didn't take it as serious as I probably should have, but no regrets. I was just there for
Why?
like I just transitioned into rugby and I was just having fun. Like I just turned 18.
Yep.
I would go to the clubs and show up to like trainings and camps
Yeah.
and
As you do.
like I'll be out of Northbridge and then be like, oh, I have a sevens tournament tomorrow,
Yeah.
and show up.
I
And
want to
play
test my
2
mindset
games.
to see how I go from 5 a.m. straight on the field.
Yeah, I've already spewed up on the sled. I can do this again.
Yeah.
Mental toughness.
Yeah.
So I just think probably I didn't believe in myself. I probably didn't take it seriously. I didn't see it as a proper pathway.
But no one showed you it was a pathway either at
Yeah.
the time, eh?
And there was no one here. Like it wasn't visible. Like you didn't see all these players. You didn't train with them. I didn't even know Deb was like a Aussie, like sevens player at that time.
No
I just
social
thought she was
media as
like,
well.
just coming to run around with us. And then she was gone back in the day. And then she was like, obviously ho-ha, because all these people were just coming for the free trip. And then she's good. She's making all the tackles, playing every minute, getting all the turnovers, and you're just like trying to have a step every now and then.
That touch mindset. eh?
Yeah. But I just probably didn't take it serious enough. But now there's like I feel like we're in a position now you see like Super W players, you see,
Yeah.
Wallaroos kind of thing. So
Well, you girls are the ones that are kind of opening up, making that pathway
I
for
was just
the
gonna
young
say
ones
for
coming
the
through.
sevens,
What
like
you
for
got?
the women's rugby first, the sevens was the thing,
Yeah.
And you girls were the trailblazers.
Yeah.
It started that movement of women being able to, get on the main stage, on the World Sevens, the HSBC Sevens.
Yeah.
That was the first thing. Aussie women's rugby was the first thing to be the thing before NRL, before all of that, before Aussie women's international games. It was the sevens that the women started to
Yeah.
aspire to, eh?
Yeah, that's what you could see though. That's what they were obviously investing in for the first Olympics.
Yep.
Like they won a World Cup. You probably wouldn't even know that. They won the World Cup before that Olympics. So there was obviously people who you don't even see and don't even know, but then helped all those girls that were the first Olympians to win that. There's so many people behind the scenes that you don't have a platform to see all those older heads. So it's good that we're changing now and there's a pathway for some young girls.
Yeah. Speaking of like the young girls coming through, or anyone that's still what's playing at the moment, what's like the talent currently like? A lot of talent?
In Australia or
Yeah.
WA?
Both.
Um,
WA.
WA, I reckon, like, I'm pretty biased. I love the state. So
Yep.
I reckon we got talent here. It's hard when, obviously, we've finally got the right systems and, like, we've got the backing of the Western Force now. But this is our 5th year into Super W.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had 4 other years where we kind of just been trying to do it all ourselves. But I always reckon we have, like, talent here. We got Sammy Wood. I reckon she'll be the next one, obviously, to come out of our system. Tamika. There's probably a handful of other ones that, if we get it right, I think they should be able to play international. Of like header barbs on fire. If you watch it in club, those heck hair shoulders.
Oh, those heckares
I've
out.
seen that highlight clip.
Man. Play that highlight reel on here because, man, she, like, I've come back to club footy, and it was my first game back. I haven't played in a minute. And she was folding people.
I was in Thailand. Me and Pong were in Thailand. So it was a February game, eh? The game was in February. We were in Thailand. Obviously, we went over with her brother and her first cousin to Hawaii and Z. And we were watching this video, and I was
unreal.
Like, I didn't know how the heck hair linked up onto who was who. I didn't know if it was first cousin or not. And me and Z were watching it, and I was like, bro, how is she, like, is she your cousin? And he goes, bro, that's my sister, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, she just smoked that chick.
Like, unreal stuff. If you're in WA, you don't run at header. That's just simple
She's a
facts,
bully.
man.
People will know that
She's
now.
hard.
Man,
bro.
she's tackling people who aren't even her player.
Nice girl too. She's just fucking
lovely.
staunch.
Yeah.
Good leader.
It's in
All
the
those
family
heckares,
though. The heckers are.
boy.
Good for a haka too. If you ever need them, you're right at a haka though, eh?
I'm fucking solid
Are
for
you
a
on tonight?
for a Macarena anyways. On form.
Yes.
But talent pool, sorry, I sidetracked hard. But talent pool in Aussie, man, it's hard because we have such a good talented pool of players currently. But NRL throwing money at us, the girls, and man, it's hard. There's some of the girls that are like in a position to like look after their families now,
Hard.
you know, and you'd be stupid not to. But
What about you though? I mean, like, you know, you 30?
yeah.
So, I mean, it must be quite appealing when you're 30 years of old, knowing that you're probably on the kind of back end.
The window's closing.
Yeah.
The window's closing,
It's
like
for a lucrative contract.
you kind of, it wouldn't be a silly decision. Like, have you thought about it?
I thought about it. Like, I was pretty not close to jumping, but I considered it hard out. I just think not if I leave, but if I were to leave, the force and the girls here won't really have like a pathway they can see.
Yeah.
Like
an
me
icon,
being in
someone
it.
that they look up to
Yeah.
that's been there for a long time and lead the way.
Not an icon, but
No, you know what I mean? Like someone they look up to.
Yeah, they follow you.
yeah.
Trilly.
They follow you.
A lot of these girls, these
Yeah.
young girls, they follow you.
Because
So
you've played at the club footy with them
yeah.
and they've seen you at the top of women's rugby. So it makes sense. I understand where you're
Yeah.
coming from. You want to lead by example for your friends and for the other
Yeah.
up-and-comers.
Legacy
I just-
means a lot too.
Yeah, it does.
100%.
Legacy.
I would rather legacy than like, you know, have a willy-nilly season and be like about me.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I just reckon we got so much talent here to let it die here.
Yep.
And then there's not much. Not saying if I leave that people will be like, oh, that's it. But it is more tangible when you got someone standing next to you who plays club footy with you. You know, barely, but
Who's
calm
passionate
down.
about seeing.
Yeah, hard out. I love the force. Like I wouldn't leave probably my club. I considered it hard out, but when I was like, nah, there's too many good girls here, and we probably we had a good season last season. So
Had some good footy.
yeah,
Televised?
yeah.
Yeah.
We had some Matatu girls too, so we pulled some of those South Islanders over.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
We had maybe 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
We had like Marta Matalie,
Oh,
Yeah,
because
man.
her brother plays in. Is it
her husband.
Is that her husband? Brother. Hell, sorry.
So her husband played for the Force, so
He's playing for Canterbury at the moment.
yeah,
too,
she's
no,
carving
isn't
up
he?
too.
Yeah.
So she was like good for us, just for the girls, you know.
Yeah.
Different voices, different style of leadership, different experience. She's pretty gun too, so trying to
Obviously,
send my
she's,
feelers out for recruitment.
Are you putting the feelers out for
Yeah.
recruitment?
Hit us up.
What
Hit us up,
are
Fano.
you looking
Criteria.
for in regards to recruitment? Who are you looking for?
Well, I think we shot some shots last year. We had one of our Japanese girls, our number 8, go down in our trial match in the first Super Dub game. She done an ACL in the first 20 minutes. We was like, we need a number 8, and I was like, we should just shoot for the stars and go Black Ferns.
Yeah.
Because obviously, we shot a shot, we didn't come off, but we got some other girls that were pretty good for us. So just try again.
Chuck the feelers out.
Try again.
So you're seeing a lot of union girls now transitioning into the NRLWA.
Yeah.
It looks like it. So who's there? Noah Williams playing for Titans now, eh? Sonny Bill's sister, Tyler Nathan Wong.
Yeah,
as
Dragons.
Well.
Dragons. She's at the Dragon. Shay, she's at the Raiders.
Yep. Gail Broughton as well.
Yeah, the Eels, hey.
At the Eels.
I think there was an article like that come out. It was like 31 players came out the rugby system that are in NRLW.
I just
So
don't
like they
think.
stay in it and then they got a bit of
I
product.
don't think
at the
Aussie
minute.
rugby look after their their players, man.
Well,
they
we'll
don't.
definitely get to that. So
Yeah.
why do you think they are changing? Is it? Do you think it's just purely a money thing, or do you think they just it could be a new challenge for them?
I think a bit of both.
Yep.
I think it's a good product. Like I watch it.
Yeah,
I watch every
100%.
game. That the quality of the game is good. Like even with the top teams, when you watch the like the Origins or that, like they're athletic, man. I think the product, not about looks, but it's athletic.
Yep.
There's less stoppages. When you compare league to rugby,
Yep.
there's like if you watch rugby,
Faster game, eh?
yeah, every 2 minutes there's a stoppage.
Chess checkers.
Yeah, and it's like I just think the product's better, but obviously they've invested a lot of money. You can see it; they're all over the socials.
The marketing's been brilliant by the NRL.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is
by the
more
NRL.
like I
Entertaining.
grew up a union boy. I don't know about yous.
I'm full union, bro.
Union.
Yeah.
Full union.
But I find league more entertaining. I love watching international, but
yeah.
as we were kids, we used to love watching union, and it's just leagues that's more entertaining now.
I think that entertainment things, like I think you touched on it with like that potty space. I think rugby's it's like a corporate thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a corporate game.
Lot of
where-
old
Private,
Yeah.
private
Run by-
school.
run by old
It starts
heads.
from that private school system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NRL's just loose, eh? You
Yeah.
see all their potties that they got going, they don't care, man. Even the
Players are loose.
The players are
Katoni
loose.
Stags.
You can
off
do
topic. Oh, sorry.
anything.
But you know what I mean? Like it is. It
Yeah.
is. You don't see union boys
They
do that.
allow the players to be themselves
Yeah.
Yeah.
more, in front of
Hard.
the camera and things like that. Yeah.
Like more controversy too, but like obviously they get in trouble more. But I just think,
The
It's there in
culture,
rugby,
the
but-
culture's definitely different between league and rugby.
yeah,
And it
100%.
filters into both the men's and women's
Yeah.
games too. This very gentleman's game, rugby,
Yeah.
very private school. Where league is a little bit more public school system, a little bit more
Loose.
biff as well, and I think they're
Up
built.
the guts.
Yeah, they're built
Yeah.
on biff too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas rugby is a little bit cleaner, a little bit more that chess. Checkers is a bit more bang, bang, bang.
Gentlemen's.
Or gentleman's game.
100%. 100%. So how? Actually, there's been I seen you posted up.
Controversy.
Yeah, a bit of controversy.
Looking forward
within
to
the-
this.
Looking forward to
Like,
it. Yeah.
I don't know. Are you allowed to touch on this? Will this get you in trouble? Or?
I can't go too much into it.
Yeah.
I just think as a collective, obviously we've agreed, as a playing group, that we'll. It's what we posted is probably a catalyst. It's not about the Wallabies. It's not about the Wags. It's not. It's just about our code and what we're wanting to be on an even playing field with the best in the world. And then that's what we had to do to start the discussion. Whether it was coming or not, we don't know. But just there's a healthy conversation happening at the moment with Rugby Australia. So we sat down with the CEO on the weekend, or earlier in the week, and then we have another meeting, like a follow-up. So probably drastic measures, but as
was
much
all
as I
good.
can say, yeah.
It's not drastic. Nothing changes without that initial hit in the face. You've got to hit it front on in the face. You can't tiptoe around these sort of. So I've actually really enjoyed watching you attack it.
Because
There's got to be a response.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be accountable. These Matildas are bringing in millions.
Crazy.
that's why their World
dollars.
Cup was so big, because they done so well.
Yeah,
And,
because they're pushing for their rights, you know. And the NRLW, they fought.
Yeah.
They fought hard for what they've got at the moment, and Rugby League jumped on it.
your post was good. It wasn't over the top.
No.
I didn't think, me personally, I read it, didn't think it overstepped any lines. Like, you're just, wanting something to happen. Unless you say something or go for it, it's not going to happen.
Do you have I know how the NRL and NRLW, they got the RLPA, like the Players Association,
Yeah.
because you know how you're talking
NRL.
about the women's were pushing, but like the men were supporting them as well, so they'll all going at the NRL. Do you have something like that, like a union players?
Not really. We have Rupa, who's kind of like a in between for us, between us and NRA. But I think off the back of what the NRL and the NRLW, they stood together, their men and their women. So they're they got their CBA happening. They're all on the same page. So I think as much adversity as it is, it probably brought us together as a group. The girls is probably the closest we've been in a minute, because obviously you can't go rogue. There's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
So we're just sticking to that. So hopefully it's a good, healthy conversation, and we
Healthy conversation. I like that. That's all you're doing.
Yeah,
Creating
we're
a
just-
healthy conversation.
we just basically we want an even playing field,
Hard.
Yeah.
and it's not about pay. It's not about, we don't want to be paid the same as the Wallabies. We don't think we're entitled to that, and that's not the conversation. So it's a bit of a giggle. Like, I read the comments because it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's pretty funny.
Nothing wrong with a bit of heat in the kitchen.
Yeah, but
I don't like it.
I like it.
You.
But in saying that, like, you got to understand that, like, I guess where the money is what's more entertaining and paying more and more viewers in terms of sports and things like that. But there's nothing wrong with giving it a crack and trying to push it there, right? 100%.
So hopefully we get to where we need to be.
And it's not the Wallabies' fault. I've seen a lot of people having a crack at the Wallabies. They're like, oh, here's the Wallabies watching the Matildas. Where was their support for this? Now they've got a World Cup to worry about.
Yeah,
yeah.
They
The
worry
boys
about
are just
that.
watching the game.
They're just
let them watch the game, bro.
Yeah.
They're allowed to live their lives, eh?
And, it's not their job to worry about the women's state of the game.
Yeah.
They've got a World Cup to win. But that's where the NRL have gone, okay, this is our job to market the
Same
NRLW.
Yeah.
So the NRL are going to market the NRLW. We're going to put funds into this. We're going to put people in the front line, the Kennedy Sherringtons and stuff like that. Whereas Rugby Australia haven't looked there, and they're just behind the 8 ball at this stage, But it's a good wake-up call.
It's good what the Matildas have done, though. Like, I was watching those games. I think, like, what they done for the country, I think, they went on strike 5 years ago. So they asked for change, and then obviously they've been invested in, and look what they've done.
Yeah.
They made a semi at a World
Well,
Cup.
it's a
They've
no-brainer.
never been
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
And they had 75,000 people at the game or something like that.
Crazy.
What was good was seeing a photo from, like, I think 2020, and there's like no one's in
Yeah,
the stands,
crazy.
and then the crowd's packed, and that's awesome to see. But I got a question for you: what's your thoughts on them building a statue for the Matildas? Do you think it's well deserved? Not to step on any toes.
Nah, no way.
You don't?
Fourth place doesn't get a statue, bro.
No. So
I'm just being
well,
honest
they've
here, man.
announced that they're building a statue. Like, me personally, like, what they've done is awesome, but I think, like, I don't think the statue for a fourth place, and it's just any. If it was male, I would think the same too.
Why not build a statue for the Australian women's team that won the World Cup?
Yeah, well, I thought. Here's my
Same.
thought was, like, why not put that money
Or the
back in?
Netball World Cup this year.
Yeah, my
There
thought
you go.
was,
Like-
why not put that money back into the youth programs? Like, why instead of getting a statue, put it back into something
Or just
that
increase
will-
their pay.
that will bring up the young girls who idolise these girls. I think that's got more of a positive impact. But that's just my opinion. But everyone's different. So,
Statue.
Yeah, nah, not
Building
definitely
a
not
statue.
statue. Yeah.
apparently, it's been announced that it's all go ahead for fourth place.
It's not going to
Nah.
hurt anyone.
Nah.
So, yeah.
No statue, bro.
No.
You win it, that just drives competition, bro,
Hard.
for a statue.
Hard.
Done well, I'll give you your flowers.
Yeah,
no
hard.
statue, bro. Yeah.
Public holiday maybe, though, eh?
Everyone, that would have been a good thing.
Yeah.
Eh? Everyone was fucking supporting that.
No, Joe. Oh, he said he was hoping for a public holiday, but he told me what are public holidays, bro?
Nah, that poster's deleted. I deleted that.
He said something different about public
I didn't
holidays
get
last time,
one
bro.
for my job, so it didn't affect me. So
Yeah, exactly. I don't get public holidays. But
Do you have a CBA?
No, we don't.
Yeah, okay.
We have contracts.
Yep.
So at the minute we got three tiers. And yeah, that's
Are your guys' contracts just for like the season, or use like, you know, a 5-year deal or something like that?
nah.
Is it just
So
season
we
by
just have a
season?
year
Yeah, okay.
at the minute. So hopefully in the future there's multi-year deals, especially leading 25 World Cup. So I think that's the smartest route, especially what was happening with the league. Multi-year deals,
Yeah.
lock people in for the next World Cup.
I've got a question for you. Do you feel like you've achieved what you wanted to achieve in rugby? Like, do you feel like you've done enough? Aside
Nah,
from
that's
trying to
probably why
push
I'm
the
still
girls,
here.
aside from trying to
Yeah.
push the girls to, you know, get paid and all that stuff, do you feel like you've done enough? Like, surely you got to be proud of what you've done, though. 100%.
Yeah, I think I am proud. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just being me, and I'm on it for the ride. Like,
Enjoying the moment
yeah.
while it lasts. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe one day I get to reflect and have a look at like what I've done and who I've kind of helped or whatever, doing what I'm doing. But at the minute, like, I'm just in it, being present, and
me.
just enjoying the ride. Hey, like, I still get to travel the world. Last year was my second World Cup, so I went to Ireland. Like, I've been to some pretty cool places.
Yeah, you've done some cool shit.
So like I was back home, get to see my family. I never get to go on holiday. So I was home last year for 5 weeks.
the Pomares, eh?
Yeah.
That's mean though. I mean, like, us boys have watched you play touch, and you know, seeing you on the touch field being that role model for the younger girls. So you know, like, you got to be proud. Like, the younger girls will look at you and be like, "Fuck, she plays for Australia and travelled the world." So
You know you've cracked it if I call you my cousin now.
he's-
Pomare, that's actually my cousin.
yeah, no, she's not from Pangaru.
Finally got a win at BH Women's.
Yeah.
So I'm done.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Bro.
Nice.
That was a struggle town for years.
Yeah.
But I still think there's so much talent like at touch. Like, we got state titles and those
But
girls
it's if
are
they take it
good.
seriously,
Yeah.
though, you know, like, they don't know their real potential.
I look at the BH men's team like over the years and I'm like, what are you up to?
Alcoholics.
All the talent.
Too many benders.
But you know, when you look at like when you go to those tournaments and you're like, holy Rick, over 50s still hanging around, kicking about because they love it.
Yeah.
There's always that,
that's
though,
what
at
I'm
Māori.
doing.
Like, you know, you see a lot of talent and they just don't make the most of the opportunities, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But hopefully one day I get to reflect on it and just be like, that was pretty cool what I've done. But I have pretty high standards and
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good thing.
It's good.
Be hard on
want to do
yourself.
probably more.
Has
yeah, I probably am.
has there been a game like that's really stuck out for you, like, you know, that you've played against anyone, or like has there been one game where you're like, fuck, I'm here?
Black Ferns is always a good game, mate.
I thought so.
They're the best in the world, and they're the best in the world for a reason. They just have this relentless attitude, eh? I love it. I love being back home, like Eden Park.
Yeah.
You got your family in the corner with their All Blacks jerseys on. And just like,
Crazy thing, you played at Eden Park.
yeah.
You know, you've played on Eden Park.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like speaking of World
stage.
Cups as well, like just how we were talking about World Cups before, like what the Women's World Cup, like how that Eden Park sellout and what that done for the women's game and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
things like that.
that was a
That
mean
was-
World Cup to watch too. Like,
That was awesome.
massive.
Well, it was entertaining, hey?
Mm.
But if you look at the Black Ferns, like, they play good footy. Like, them in England, France,
Yep.
they're full-time professional. Like, that's the difference, hey?
Yeah, so they're full time.
Yeah,
where
they're
you,
full-time.
You girls
Yeah.
are still, you know, got to
We
go to
out
mahi
here.
on Monday, Tuesday.
We're used chewing up the annual leave, the sick
Oh,
leave,
yeah.
and we're really on a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sick. Actually, in Brisbane.
What's that? Like, I know you must be honoured to play for Australia. Like, surely, like, you know, you definitely. But was there ever a passion? I know you probably can't talk on that to play for New Zealand. Surely, because
I
like
think
you're from
growing
their
up, naturally,
family,
you do want to
Yeah.
play for them in
the
whatever
black jersey,
code.
100%.
Whatever code. I think when I was young, I would like wanted to play touch for them.
Yeah,
And then I was just like, got here and I was like, holy heck, you can make money and run around and just muck around.
Yep.
Where back home, you're kind of in that struggle, hey? So, like, coming here, I was just happy, like, this is a different lifestyle for me. That's why I've never left.
That's why we're still here
Yeah.
doing
But
podcasts.
playing for Aussie, I love playing for Australia.
Yep.
Like, I just feel like this country changed my life and my family's life.
Yeah.
And, like, why not give back? Like,
100%.
Hard.
but even like my niece now, so she's Maori, Nunga, Yamaji, so she's from here too. So it's like we're pitching the tent and we're here for a little bit longer, I reckon.
We're a part of the furniture now, eh?
Yeah, especially in the West.
You can
So-
respect that. Like, I mean, as a kid, I always looked at never moving to Aussie. You know what I mean? There's always that Aussie-Kiwi friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
And my kids were born here, and it's given me a lot of opportunity. So I understand that where you hold a lot of respect. This is home. Home is home as well, and it's nothing wrong with giving back and being honoured to put their jersey on. So I respect that. Not that I have, but you know what I'm saying?
I think it's different for me because like I grew up in kohanga and like kura. So for me, I know some girls get a bit like they feel a bit probably shame because they don't know where they're from. They don't know
Their family
whakapapa.
back home, though, put
Yeah.
that pressure on them.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
I think when I first moved here, my auntie was like, "Hey, what are you playing for them for?" I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like."
It's just
You know?
a generation and an understanding
Yeah.
thing. You know, it'll slowly start to sort of seep in that we are Maori being brought up in Australia, and it'll be normalised.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
normalised soon.
So-
we're normalising it.
There's that
we're
many
normalising
Kiwis
it
here,
right
bro.
here.
Once like
There's
Yeah,
that
gotta
many
be right.
Kiwis
Settle.
here. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's so many Kiwis
Normalise.
here.
Because you need role models.
The West Island.
We need
West
role,
Island.
Yeah, we need role models.
I think there's
Let's
cool
start with
stuff
us.
like we do in camp. Like once a year, we do like a culture night, and
That'll
it's
be mean. Yep.
wherever you're from, you do like an item, a game,
Yep.
or whatever to represent where you're from, and that's cool because obviously we're from we live in Australia, but like we got Tongans, Niueans, Samoan, Cook Islanders.
Yep.
Like we're from everywhere.
The whole of
So
Pacific.
does New Zealand.
So that's something
Multicultural.
that's something cool that like you can be proud of where you're from and your own heritage and still represent Australia. Like we're trying to take that shame away. Like
Do you think Islanders do it way better than Māoris?
Well-
Islanders they embrace their culture,
Yeah.
they embrace who they are, but they love that they live in Australia.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they did the same thing when they navigated in the 60s to New Zealand, to Mangere and South Auckland and stuff like that. They've come from the islands, but they brought their culture with them, whereas
Yeah, that's a good
Kiwis, we
point,
don't
eh?
bring our culture to Australia.
yeah.
We're like,
Pride.
if it's not in New Zealand, then it's not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Islanders, wherever they go, even when they shoot up to bloody the Northern Hemisphere, like the Tuilangis, doesn't matter where
Yeah.
they go.
Gratitude, bro.
They just love their culture and they take
Yeah.
their culture and they
It's-
love to be a part of that country.
It's important to embrace Mozzies, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I seen a video today, Arisanya, how he made that comment on
To
Whitaker.
Rob Whitaker, yeah.
You're a Mozzie.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I was wrong for saying that
Yeah.
because who am I, this black guy? I class myself as a Kiwi, not originally from there, to comment on this Māori boy who's moved to Australia. So, yeah, like 100%, my kids are Mozzies, but I always tell them home is home, but this is your home too. Like, this has given us so much. So, yeah, you got to be grateful for it. 100%.
Be interesting, like down the track. Obviously, my siblings pretty much grew up here. They can't speak Māori. So me and my older brother are pretty fortunate that we can. But it'll be interesting down the track, like how much is lost though being here of our culture and
Yep.
how much
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's important to sit around like your old people and have a yarn, know those stories. I used to get like hoha because my nan and my dad used to be like, "That's your cousin," and know the family tree off by heart. And then once they like passed away, I was like, "Holy Rick!" They knew a lot of stuff just in their brains.
Oh, see.
And
I'm looking at my old man right now. My old man has just got a wealth of knowledge.
yeah, hard
His
out.
te reo is strong as anything. And I'm always like, Dad, why didn't you get me into te reo like the same as you? And he's like, it just wasn't a thing, son. To learn English was
It
the
is.
way.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get ahead in life, you needed
Yeah.
to learn English. I sent you to English schools, and I just wanted to immerse you in English to do better for our whānau. It wasn't a thing to learn te reo Māori back then.
But
you
it
know,
is now, and
yeah.
it's good to see that it's growing. Like my brothers, bro, raised by a Pākehā woman, they're all fluent teaching te reo now. And I'm like,
That's
bro,
cool.
like we weren't brought up like that. And it's I'm jealous because they speak fluent te reo. I go home, they're speaking te reo to my kids. I'm like, bro, they don't know what you're saying. But it's mean that they're
Subtitles,
putting
give us
that,
the
that's a
subtitles.
priority. And you go back home now and it's everywhere and they're acknowledging it more from what we were as kids, bro. And in a way, I'm very jealous. I'm very
At home,
jealous.
these fellas are watching The Lion King and Te Reo Māori.
Yeah, like, bro, exactly, bro. And it's awesome to see. I'm like, man, I wish it was like that when we were growing up. But
Would you
it's
learn
good.
to speak it?
It's a goal of mine, bucket list.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
a
like I've
goal.
fallen behind.
Yeah.
Like my brothers, we were raised the same,
Massive
same
goal for
woman, and they've just taken it upon themselves. And like 3 of my brothers, all my dad's siblings, getting their mokos and everything. I'm like, fuck, like makes
That's
me
cool.
proud. There's like 2 of us that are the black sheep at the moment, so need to up our game.
Come back with the poodle. Ready for the haka.
To saw those
Won't be
things
doing
out.
makarinas, I'll be doing fucking all sorts, whānau.
Taiaha hakas.
Hard.
What's the next goal for you, Trilly? What are you chasing?
I think like short-term goal, obviously try play some good footy to end out the year. So we got a test match against the Black Ferns the end of next month.
Where's that?
That's in Hamilton.
Yep.
So I get to go back home, see my family. And then after that, so we just made after the Pacific 4 series, we qualified to be tier 1 for there's a new tournament they're doing, World Rugby 15s. So we got games against England, Canada and France.
Man.
That's back home too. So
Yeah, man.
back home for another 3 weeks. The annual's getting chewed hard out.
Ooh, yeah.
But
Jump in that PT life. Online trainer.
Got a sensei there that's trying to recruit.
for footy wise, I just want to end up like the season good, and then the rest of the year just be happy. I think being home, just spend time with family as much as I can. Especially with my niece and my nephews, I don't get to see them much because I'm always away. So obviously, and work heaps. So just try catch up with them. Try go home for Christmas.
Yep.
My nan's getting on, so just those moments,
Important.
Yeah. Try. That's next for me. I'm not too Harry hard out on next year and the next year and the next year, but mainly make as many memories, good memories, especially with my nan getting old. So I want to try get home.
Where's she?
She's in Auckland.
She's in Auckland.
Yeah, but she tiki tours around a little bit.
Just for the listeners, whānau, you are originally from Pangaru, is that right, Trilly?
Yeah, originally.
From Waipuna. You
Sorry,
you spoke
I feel
about
sorry
Peter
for you.
Spoke about Peter Walters before. He's actually your whānau too.
Yeah, he is from Ahipara.
Yeah, and the fellas from Waipuna Marae. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cousins.
Cousins, all 3 of us.
Actual
Me,
cousins.
Peter Walters, Trilly, and myself. Coach Joe, baby.
So we got 2 talented athletes and then what the
All right, last question for you. What legacy do you want to leave behind? What do you want to be remembered as when all's said and done?
I probably think about this, not a lot, but
You have thought about it though?
yeah, I have thought about it. I just want to be remembered as a good person. I think a lot of the people I grew up with looking up to, they were just good people and just happened to play rugby and were good at it. So I would rather be remembered as just someone, like a good person. If I helped you, I helped you. If I didn't, if you hate me, all good.
Yeah.
But just hardworking.
Yep.
Just had a crack at everything, I think.
Nice, that's the one.
That's what I'm about, hey.
Yeah,
No
but as a
stone
weapon.
unturned.
Hard.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do. Is just if there's opportunity, I try to have a crack. If not, then all good.
Yep.
Not going to dwell on it too much. But no stone unturned is one thing that I kind of try to live by.
And that's what we always preach about as well. Hey boys, having a crack.
Hard.
Getting out there and having
You've
a
done
dig.
good out. Like you got to be proud of what you've done. So I think it's important. You've done some massive things. Like don't be too hard on yourself.
Transition your daughter out of that athletics.
Oh fuck!
But athletics is good.
Watching her play league as a kid.
Soccer.
Oh no, just
good
watching
kicking.
her.
Good
I want
kicking.
her. I'm like, darling, please play rugby. Trying to bribe her. She's like, nah.
More
play netball.
money in soccer.
Oh, nah, but fuck.
Go to soccer.
Up the tillies.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
I think
Anything.
about this with my nephews and nieces. When I see them walking, I'm like, what sport would you play?
Just seeing your girl do hard, like that's just mean. Loving what she does and giving it all, it's fucking massive.
Chuck her into tennis.
Fucking.
Check
Just,
out when
oh,
with
I want to
the cash.
retire. I want to
Good
retire when I'm
money.
50.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No.
what
You'll be still chasing that offshore gig. Bro.
My
Watch,
nephews,
2 years. Give me 2 years. That's
my
me.
nephews don't have a sporting bone in their body, but they're pretty smart, so I'm pushing them lawyer.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
Businesses.
Or podcast. Horror stuff.
So they can help with the rugby CBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rugby CBA,
CBA.
and all my player management contracts.
Ooh, yeah, that's it.
True. I've actually got a question for you. Personal question. So
Yeah.
you can tell me to fuck up. Your partner, Ari.
Yeah.
Just, I think, how was that? Like, I mean, for you telling the whānau and stuff like that, was there any difficulty?
Man, my family, they're out the gate, eh?
Yep.
Like, they're all good. Like, for me and my family, like, they were sweet.
Yep.
But I think...
How was it for you growing up, though? Like, I mean, you know, like, was it difficult, or were you kind of all good with it? Did they know at an early age or not?
Nah, I didn't even know it at bloody whatever age.
Yep.
So I'm probably the most shocked,
Yep.
more than my family. I think they were pretty like, oh yeah, all good. Like
Yep.
my family's like real cool like that. As long as you're a good person, they don't really care what you're up to.
That's good. I mean, there's probably a lot of young girls
so-
that, you know, probably still struggle to tell their parents, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, it was me. I was curious, and I thought that especially if you speaking from experience, it'd be good for someone to hear that and just to kind of be more open with
I
it.
think-
It's more accepting these days as
Yeah.
well, you
Oh,
know?
look at the
I think-
Matildas.
Same-sex
now.
partners
I think
and
it's
stuff.
like 5.
Yeah,
Every
all
sport,
bashing on the
I
field.
think. Every
There was a few
sport.
exes too from the other teams and stuff. But no,
I
it's
quite like that drama.
yeah. I was actually reading it like, oh shit, who's that?
If you got a supportive family, I think it's sweet. Like, but I know some people don't.
Yeah,
So that'll be tough. Like my family's not religious. They're just cowboys from the north.
Well, you know, you
to
got
be
to look at
honest.
some people, you know, they're
Like,
not
you know?
accepting of it. Some religious families disown their kids.
You know what? You know what's funny is my papa. His sister was like gay for a little bit. He didn't talk to her for 20 years.
Yeah,
you know,
see,
back in those days.
but it's more tradition. Back in those days,
Yeah.
it wasn't common.
Like,
It wasn't
we
common.
all laugh, like our generation laugh, but like me and my siblings always laugh about it. But we laugh at our dark humor is like we're laughing at funerals. That's our,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I think I don't know.
Got to remember the good
childhood
times. Have a bit of a
trauma.
giggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Dane Job are fucking
It's like that haka.
laughing at funerals.
The bro doing the haka at
The
the...
haka at the wedding.
Fuck, that was
Job
funny.
shared that. That was I thought that was. We got one emoji sent through, and she was like the mouth open emoji in shock. I was like, damn, I had nothing to do with that. Don't come at Ponga. Coach Job.
Yeah, some fella messaged me.
Oh, actual.
Yeah, he was like, bro, that's sad. Like,
Just wait,
no,
and you
I-
redirect. Go.
I chucked it up and then I took it down
Was he
the first
sweet
time.
though? Like,
Yeah,
Nah, but it's good.
He had been on a 3-day bender. It was his old man that they were burying, eh? So
Oh.
my cousin, she messaged me. She's like, "Cuz, the bro, his old man. That's his old man in the grave." And he's
Hasn't
just-
slept since Christmas.
And then I quickly messaged the boys. I was like, "Oh fuck, we got to take it down."
And I was like, no, nephew, you take the heat for that. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
anything that comes our way, I'll be like, Coach Joe, but this is his private Instagram. He'll attack.
yeah.
That's
My-
social media though.
Social
bro.
media, though.
You know,
Yeah.
it
Some
was-
people look at things differently, of course.
I don't know.
Dark
the
humour.
Yeah, dark humor. My family's bad for it. I think funerals are the funniest place in our family. Like, I think, like, if you can't laugh, you're crying. So
Yeah.
it's
So-
like our
Yeah,
family
true
take
that.
it to the
So,
extreme.
True.
so I'll tell you something.
That's funny.
Fuck, we had a Ponga family chat, and we're always taking the piss out of each other, the cousins, the aunties, and all that. Sad. Uncle's all good though. Uncle had a heart attack, similar to my dad. Had a heart attack, and he come out of his little coma, passed away, bro. Got resuscitated, thank God. And he come out asking for his girl, and he's got a son and a daughter, my cousins, and all the family were like, oh, he was asking for his girl. And my cousin, his daughter's like, was he asking for me or? And he split up from my Auntie Esther, and I was like, oh, was he asking for Auntie Esther to come back? As a bit of humour, he was all good. After this is when I made the joke. Probably not appropriate. I got attacked from the aunties in the chat. You boys need to stop bloody joking, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, he got a defib installed on his heart. And then the cuzzies start calling him Robocop. And I was like, the bloody audacity of yous. I made a slight joke. I get attacked from the aunties.
Ran
and
with
yous
it.
call him Robocop. And then, but it's just dark humour. It doesn't always go well.
Yeah.
50-50.
But it's just how the
when they
family is.
hit,
We
they
are
hit.
like that. We are like that. So, but yeah, anyways, fucking hell. Cuzzies, fuck yous too. Fuck, didn't have my back on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, problems, bro.
Pungas.
All right, Job.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh, so obviously we're talking about the dark humour, Neff. And Trilly was telling about her her legacy that she wants to leave, just being happy. But happiness is actually a muscle that a lot of us neglect to train as well. So if you don't train it, you lose it. So happiness is also a muscle, whānau. Don't neglect it. Don't forget to train your happiness muscle.
Nice, bro.
Job wisdom.
Nice. All right, Trilly, on behalf of us, thanks for coming on, sharing.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good
Thanks
luck
for
with the
having me.
next phase of the what happens with the Wallaroos.
Might
Force
see.
24 season. Hit me up, whānau.
Force,
There
eh?
you go.
All right. Yeah.
Chasing players.
Deals.
All good.
Deals.
All right, bro. Close us out on a song. Mean.
I'm on the beers finest. Sorry, I've
Same
been fucking
whānau.
toxicated.
I got a
I
sharp
stole
shirt
Trilly's
on.
drink. I gave Trilly a drink and then took it off her. My drink now.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Cheer whānau.
Later. Mean. Shut
That
up.
was good.
Mean. Fuck, that was on.
That was me.
On. That flow was really
That
good.
flow.
That
Yeah,
flow
hard
was
compared to
good.
the other night.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
we
It was
fucking-
me.
We still got to drop it though.
I think content.
Take content from it?
Yeah, I was about to say that, but I thought I went home after that, and then I was thinking, nah, that actually potty was really average because us boys for the first time I felt were looking for conversation, whereas we normally flow good.
Chuck in, I don't know, either best piece of advice or quote you stands out for you.
We'll get a photo.
Chuck your signature in.
Oh, should I just edit a photo of her for the episode of just
Yeah.
her playing?
Yeah, the 41, bro.
Should we get a selfie? We'll get a selfie though.
Yeah.
Should we get in there? Do you want me to jump in there? Joe.
No. Oh, shit, no.
Oh, sorry. Alright, one more. Yeah,
Fucking that shirt is sharp, bro.
I was actually going to say that during the potty. I was like, fuck, that's a nice shirt, Nev.
Yeah,
What time's the boys get? What time's the start?
I've had some good people, eh?
Yeah.
fucking pong. I was like, bro, fuck, I can't go from Mimi. It's the middle of a fucking potty. This cunt just walked straight out.
Yeah.
Even LAB, that was a mad one.
Yeah.
How'd you just get them? Just
Fucking.
reaching out.
Yeah. Hard.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, hard. Just ask. You can say no.